Action News Sunday.
I'm pleased to be joined today by Tanya Weathersby, columnist for the Florida Times-Union, Fred Matthews, blogger and journalist for theexaminer.com, and Denise Reagan, editor of Folio Weekly. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We learned this week that there will be some major cuts to the public library system, 71 workers losing their jobs. How do you think this will impact the community? We'll also see branches closed on Sundays and or Saturdays and on Mondays.
Well, we're into a school year. Students use those libraries on the weekend, particularly for studying. Seniors use them now, and of course a number of other people are still using them for job searching. We've got to find another way to do it. This has got to be part of the standard budget, is what a number of folks are saying, even those of us who are online at home most of the time.
Yeah, one of the first things I thought about when I saw the budget cuts for the library and some libraries closing is that you have people who work multiple jobs. I've talked about this a lot, you know, who may be looking for more work, and the only time they have off is Sunday. You go to the library. So if Sundays are gone, what a lot of these people, what a lot of them are, I don't know what a lot of them are going to do. It's going to certainly have an impact on people who really need to use the resources of the library.
Yeah. Well, libraries constantly come up as the best use of public money out there. I mean, they serve so many functions to so many people, and the people who need them the most will have less access to them, as well as all sorts of other, resources that are out there, like animal control and things that people really depend upon.
Jim Fuller, clerk of courts, back in the news as well. First, he wanted to extend term limits so that he could keep his job. Now he wants to give out in bonuses and raises $125,000 before he leaves office. What do you make of it?
Well,
Where to start?
a lot of people are painting this as sour grapes, giving kind of the taxpayers finger on the way out the door sort of thing. I don't know if that's what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to reward some loyal people, but with taxpayer money, that's not cool, and it's not what is deemed appropriate.
$8,000 bonuses? I want to know what, I mean, besides just moving stuff back and forth to the new courthouse, which is what you would do anyway, $8,000? I mean, who gets an $8,000 bonus now? It just underscores why so many people mistrust government now, because people sometimes get in government and they think they can do anything they want to do, and what's worse is that because the council has now cut the budget for whoever the next clerk of courts is going to be, that's going to hurt the next person's budget, and it's going to hurt the next set of employees, and that's probably the real injustice here.
Well, I mean, he was the department head. He made a decision, and of course, he indicates that his decision was based upon the fact that these folks did such good work in moving from the old courthouse to the new. It's not, still doesn't taste any better, but it is what he can do. The question is whether or not, and as I said, the city council has decided to just go ahead and take the money from the next clerk of the court. That will not satisfy taxpayers, unfortunately.
With so much debate, do you think there's more accountability in city government?
Well, accountability comes every 4 years.
Yeah.
That's the accountability. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to, if you call a city councilman's office or city councilperson's office, you're not going to get through to them right away. You're going to be put on hold. You're going to be put in voicemail. And if you email them, they're so afraid to answer the email anymore because all that's public record until the accountability, only accountability you have is every 4 years, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the other thing is simply that a lot of people now are going to just see this, as I said earlier, as another reason, to not trust government again, and that's kind of sad because we do need government to do certain things, and we're going to see this time. This doesn't help, not at all.
At least the city council and the city lawyer has said, hey, this isn't right. They're holding on to those paychecks, so those bonuses aren't going out right now until they can figure out what the right thing to do is.
City Councilwoman Kimberly Daniels will be featured on a show on National Geographic's channel where she explains how she performs exorcisms. Do you think that this will affect her credibility on the council?
What credibility could that affect? Again, this is an issue that has to do with her private public life, what she does professionally. She is a minister. It reflects only upon Jacksonville in the fact that people would be amazed somewhat that we would have elected someone who professes to do exorcisms or deliverance, as she calls it. But it should not come as any surprise because she ran a very open campaign,
I was gonna
very
say, yeah.
conservatively and religiously based. She's not hidden anything about her since she's been on the council. It's just that this will be classified as a bit weird.
I was just going to say, most of the voters who voted for her and the choices they had at the time, they pretty much knew what she was about. I mean, she is who she says she is. I don't think it would surprise anybody. I think it might embarrass the city a little bit because that's, you know, so out of the way. And I think in the wake of a lot of controversial votes, like on the human rights ordinance, that's not going to help the image of the city too much. But I don't know. I might be curious to see what exactly is it she does. That might be fun to watch.
Those of us who are from the South have seen these activities before. I mean, I can hold your head and you'll pop away from it, or exorcised. But you know, the other thing,
like when they hit you in the floor and you fall back.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Now,
Right.
you know, the interesting part about this, however, is that Ms. Daniels is another in a long line of at-large councilwomen who filled this seat who have done some weird things once they've gotten into it. And so, again, to that extent, she's no different from the others.
You know, what comes to my mind with City Council in general and maybe some of these at-large seats is the USA Network's Characters Welcome slogan. And that may be something that we want to think about for Jacksonville.
Okay.
Hey.
So there's a new sports team here in Jacksonville. You've heard of it, right? The Jacksonville Breezes, the lingerie football team.
Yeah.
Good for the city, yes or no? Fred?
Well, I would think it'd be good for the city. I mean, what can be negative about that?
Denise?
Well, I mean, anything that's going to bring you know, people to our downtown to take part in events and you know, and help our downtown is great. I mean, there's a lot of great sports teams out there, serious ones like the Bullies, the Axemen, the Sharks, and of course the Jaguars. But you know, bring them on.
If we can be a monster truck town, we can be a lingerie city too.
Thank you, Tommy. Thanks to all of you. When we return, a moment with Mike.